What's going on, guys? Chaseontwowheels here, and if you guys are fans of motorcycles, like I imagine you are if you're watching this channel, I bet a lot of you guys know what this is. This is a GoPro Hero 7 Black. It's the latest GoPro out right now, but I bet less of you know what this is. This is an Insta360 One X. Insta360 sent this out to me to test it out, and if I wanted to make a video, I could. I've been playing around with this thing for a couple weeks, and I honestly think the majority of you guys probably need to be getting this thing instead of a GoPro. Now, I know that's a pretty serious claim, but let me get through the video because I'm willing to bet I could change a couple of your minds. So buckle up, boys. 360 camera, gonna take on the GoPro Hero 7. Alright, so guys, without getting too complicated with how 360 cameras work, we're first gonna look at the GoPro. So we've got the camera here, and I'm gonna hit the record button. Boom. So that's the camera situation we're using for this video. Boom, that's the light. We've got the microphone there, and boom, there I am. And this GoPro works just like this. It's gonna record everything that I pointed at. Now, the 360 camera is gonna be slightly differently. Okay, so now we got the Insta360 One X. I got this turning on. I'm gonna switch into video mode, and we're gonna see how this thing works. So now that we've got the 360 camera going, you guys are probably like, well, Chase, everything looks the exact same. I can see the light, and then the camera, and then you. Here's the cool thing though. If you guys remember, on the GoPro, I had to move the camera around, right? This is one of Insta360's poles. This pole is really cool because you'll see later, it makes everything invisible. Kind of, I know, it sounds like magic. So, 360 camera, I'm placing it on the ground and I'm putting my hands up. You guys can see my hands are here, and we can still do stuff like this. There's the camera, there's the light, the microphone, me, what's up? Oh, don't show everybody that I'm wearing gym shorts. No. Okay, cut. We gotta cut that. You guys can't see the gym shorts. You have to you guys have to pretend I'm professional under the belt. Okay, so now that you guys know I'm wearing gym shorts and trying to look like I'm not, we're gonna stop the recording. So the camera is just recording everything that it can see with the two lenses on each side of the camera. Now throughout this video, I'm gonna show you guys plenty more examples of how this 360 camera works, but this is the feature that I feel like makes the Insta360 One X far more valuable than a GoPro, especially for people like us where we're riding around on motorcycles and there's a lot of stuff going on. The problem with 360 video is when people think about 360 video, they think of this weird looking thing, or they think of these videos where you have to swipe your finger around to see anything. I've never liked videos like that because I always feel like I'm not looking in the right spot, or I'm missing some important action because I don't know where to look. Where I think 360 video becomes amazing is its ability to reframe shots without having to move where the camera is mounted. From the camera never moving from the same spot, I have a ton, well, 360, but 360 reframing options, and I never have to move the camera from the one location. So let's take these two cameras on the bike and I'll show you guys what I mean. So here we have the Insta360 One X and the GoPro Hero 7. As you can see, both cameras are mounted relatively close to each other. So here is the GoPro shot. Pretty standard, right? For a shot for a GoPro when the motorcyclist wants to point it back at themselves. Pretty regular. Here's the same shot on the 360 camera. Both cameras can get a good looking back shot, but let's just say that I get tired of that shot and I want to change it. Well, with GoPro, I'm going to have to pull over and reset it up somewhere on the bike. Now, if you have a ton of GoPro mounts on your bike or on your helmet all over the place, this process is not that bad. But what about the 360 camera? Because it's recording everything, I can just keep riding and edit what it's capturing after I get home. So let's say I'm coming up to this red light, and because I can edit the 360 video, I can cut back and forth to bring you guys along with what's actually happening. Here's me, here's the red light, here's me downshifting to get in the right gear, then we make the turn. I can even pan the shot and look back at me with the traffic behind me. Meanwhile, this is what the GoPro is seeing. Do you get what I mean now? Now trust me, the handlebars are by far not the only location you can mount a 360 camera on a motorcycle. I went out and played with the different angles with this 360 camera on my Supermoto. Here's a couple of those that I ended up figuring out, and some of them are freaking awesome. Pretty cool stuff, right? Well, if you guys are curious what I use to mount the Insta360 all around the motorcycle, I used this kind of clamp and a friction arm because that's stuff I had laying around the house. I'll leave links to the specific things I use because they actually worked out really well, but that is one of the main issues I see with the Insta360. So the tripod screw at the bottom of the Insta360, it makes it really easy to use this friction arm. So not only did the clamp come in handy because I could just clamp it onto anywhere like hard spot on the bike, but the friction arm makes it really easy to just move the camera in whatever position I want to. But that does lead me to one of the negatives about Insta360 and the Insta360 One X is the accessories that they offer with this thing. They seem to be more focused on the casual user for this, the people that are gonna put it on this long stick and just walk around with it, which, side note, I had this thing at my big meetup that I put on every year, and it was a slow part of the day. I threw this Insta360 on the stick and I ended up walking around, and the stitching is so good on this invisible stick, which is what they call it, and I understand why. You just extend it all the way and you can just walk around like this and you get phenomenal footage like you guys are seeing right now. And with this stick extending, it actually disappears once the videos get stitched together. I was so impressed with this and this footage that you guys are seeing from the meetup. I'm gonna start taking this Insta360 anytime my wife and I go on a trip somewhere because I just love the footage that I can get out of this. And the key of it is I don't have to try. I just literally just hold it here and it just films everything. So you guys might still be asking yourself, why am I recommending this 360 camera over a GoPro? Well, here's why. The majority of the people watching this video do not want to get a GoPro and make motovlogs. I'm sure some of you guys do, but we're talking about the majority who just want to have a camera to put on their motorcycle and go for rides and capture cool stuff that happens, right? Filming with a 360 camera is the best tool to be able to do that. If you are filming with a GoPro, you have to worry about did the GoPro catch that? Whether the catch that is an accidental wheelie you pulled or maybe some really fast car flew past you. If the GoPro wasn't pointing at the thing that you wished it would have been, it might as well have not even happened because it will not be on that footage. That isn't going to happen with a 360 camera because it's literally capturing everything. And you don't have to play around with too many settings to get good video quality. And because of that and how easy the recording process is, it doesn't take you out of the moment and allows you to enjoy the moment you're just trying to have. One perfect opportunity to show this off is when I was out filming with the Insta360 and the GoPro, I had pulled off to readjust where the cameras were, and I started them recording before I got my gear on. Now, this is the shot the GoPro got throughout the entire time. And then these are the shots I got with the Insta360. I'm able to look at the GoPro, I could look at myself getting my gear on. If, let's just say, a Gallardo drove past on the road, I could have followed it down the road. These are things that I couldn't do with the GoPro because it was looking at the Insta360. Now, granted, I could use the GoPro footage, but I mean, how long are you guys gonna stare at this shot until you click off of this video? You know, I should probably not test how long you guys will watch that shot. Well, let's move on. Yeah. Now, to be totally honest, this camera is not going to replace a GoPro for me. I'm a rare user case where I need my action camera to be easily mountable to the front of my helmet, look where I'm looking, and I also need a microphone plugged into it. And a 360 camera would be really hard to mount to the front of my helmet. And also, I want you guys, when I'm motovlogging, to see what I'm seeing. I don't need you to see everything around me. Now, where I do see myself replacing any GoPro with an Insta360 is for on-bike shots. There's no point in my mind of using a GoPro to get an on-bike shot for a very specific locked off angle when I could just replace it with an Insta360 and suddenly that locked off angle can become all types of different shots. This is why I feel like the Insta360 One X is far more valuable for you guys instead of a GoPro, because you just get so much more footage out of one position. Now, the only issue with that is currently Insta360, they don't really have a lot of accessories for mounting the Insta360 One X to a motorcycle. Now, I would prefer to not continue to use all of my film equipment to make this 360 camera work. If you guys have any ideas of how to use maybe some GoPro accessories with the Insta360's tripod mount, maybe there's something to do there. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any good ideas, and I'll answer my phone while you're answering those comments. No, you guys can go, I'm gonna wait on you guys to make a comment. And like the video while we're here. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna answer my phone now. Now, as you guys know, nothing is perfect, so let's talk about some of the things that I wish were a little better with the Insta360 One X. First thing is audio. Now, here's a clip of the audio from the Insta360 One X while I was riding around. And here's GoPro audio of the exact same situation. So as you can tell, the GoPro audio is slightly better, but if I'm gonna be totally honest, I literally never use GoPro audio. I always have a microphone either running into the GoPro or running into my helmet, so I don't really care about the audio, but for all I know, one of you guys out there actually uses GoPro audio, so you might actually care about what the raw audio sounds like. So the next issue is quality if you zoom in too far in the 360 software. Like I told you guys with the Insta360, you record stuff, you put it in an app, and then you can record and move around and zoom in and out. And in that 360 software, if you zoom in too much, you start to really get subpar on the video quality. Now with the GoPro, you record what you want to record, and then it's got amazing quality level. GoPros are phenomenal at that. But with an Insta360, it has to record everything, so even though the video footage is 5.7K, it doesn't look as crisp as the 4K on the GoPro because the GoPro is only recording this one thing. Insta360 is recording everything. But to be fair, if you zoomed in GoPro footage, you'd have the exact same thing happen. Your video quality would degrade the more you zoomed it in. So if you zoom in too much on the Insta360, you are gonna have a loss of quality, just something to be careful about. Now, I can make an entire video about the Insta360 app and how to use it because it is slightly different of a process from using a GoPro. When you record with a GoPro, you record, you get your footage on your computer, and you can just preview your footage. But the process with the Insta360 involves recording on the Insta360, and then it records 2 video files, one from each lens on the camera, and then you have to use software, whether you use the phone app and the files on the Insta360, or you can use the computer app, and you have to drag those 2 files into the software in order for it to stitch them together. So you have to do that extra step, and then you can record clips out of that software. Now, after using the app for a little while, I think the app is absolutely phenomenal. You can use it to like track objects in 360 space. It's really cool, and it's almost like the camera can pan around with you, and then you can export those clips. The person I feel like really needs this Insta360 is the person that's gonna just have this thing going while they're out riding. Let's just say something crazy happens, and then they keep riding, but then when they get to a gas station, they pop the app open and they find that thing that happened in the app, and they're like, oh, let me render this out. You could render out a video and then post it on Instagram or something like that right then and there to show off what had just happened because you captured it, because your camera sees everything. I think that type of person is going to love the Insta360 One X because it fits exactly what they need. So yeah, the thing is really freaking cool, guys, and that's pretty much it for my thoughts on the Insta360 One X. As per usual, Insta360 did not pay me to make this video. They simply sent me the thing to test out for you guys, and after playing around with it and realizing how good of a video recording device it is for guys like us that ride motorcycles, I had to make this video because I was really excited about it, and I imagine some of you guys are gonna be really excited about it as well. Let me know in the comments, did I convince you that this would be better for you than a GoPro? I am personally already really freaking excited and trying to figure out ways to use it on first rides, so I'm interested to hear if you guys are in the same boat mentally with the whole 360 camera stuff. I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you found it helpful, it would be awesome if you would hit that like button. And if you're into motorcycle content, which if you're watching this video, I imagine you might want to consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. We make a ton of motorcycle related content here. And guys, I'm Chaseontwowheels, and I will see you guys on the next one. Later. So outro crew, let me know in the comments, have you guys ever used 360 cameras? And if you have, what did you think about them? Also, this thing can supposedly do something called bullet time, where it shoots in a high frame rate, and this little selfie stick allows you to spin it in a circle. The question is, should Chase do bullet time? I really don't want to mess this up because I'm so excited about it. Bullet time?